Camping may be peaceful for some, but when things go terribly wrong in the middle of nowhere, it can quickly turn into a nightmare.
Walked. It literally sounded...
Scared? Well, that's just the beginning, because today, we're diving into some of the most unbelievable camping encounters ever caught on camera. The kind you definitely shouldn't watch alone.
What the hell? What the hell?
So let's start with this lone camper, who experienced the scare of a lifetime. Something straight out of a survival horror movie. Early one morning, he was jolted awake by a deep, guttural growl right outside his tent. Curious but cautious, he unzipped it and froze. Standing just feet away was a massive grizzly bear. Instinct took over. He backed up and began shouting, trying to scare it off. After a few breath-stealing moments, it actually worked. The bear turned and ran. He was lucky, really lucky. But one thing's for sure, he's not camping solo again anytime soon, because out there, you're never really alone. Bear encounter. A camper faced one of the most terrifying moments of his life. While away from his camp, he heard a low growl and spotted a massive grizzly bear sniffing around his campsite, likely hunting for food. The owner's dog barked fiercely, trying to warn off the intruder. At one point, the bear even charged at the dog, but quickly refocused on digging through the tent. It tore the camp apart, causing chaos. Thankfully, the man wasn't inside the tent at that moment. Otherwise, things could have taken a truly terrifying turn. Ouija mistake.
It walked. It literally sounded...
Who takes a Ouija board camping in the middle of nowhere? Most people wouldn't even think about it. But this camper did. He set it up by his tent, deep in the woods, and hit record. At first it was quiet, until he started the ritual. That's when a strange, guttural noise echoed from outside his camp.
What the that was that sound again? What the
Loud enough to be caught on camera. He froze. Then panic hit. He packed up fast, but the sounds only got closer, almost whispering in his ear. He took off running. The footage ends abruptly, and no one's heard from him since. Whether it was an animal or something worse, something was out there that night.
I just heard something. Something made a sound in my ear.
Grizzly encounter. A biker was out there living it up, cruising through the woods with his GoPro capturing all the action. That's when he spotted a huge grizzly bear just staring him down. He knew he had to pedal like crazy, but the bear was right on his tail. Things got real intense when he hit a fallen tree, blocking his way. With no other options, he ditched his bike and took off on foot, hiding behind a nearby tree. But the bear wouldn't give up, sniffing around for him. Just when it seemed like it was game over, loud sounds came through the woods, scaring the bear off and saving the biker's life. Thanks to some nearby hunters, he got to ride another day. Box Hill screams. A British vlogger set out for a peaceful solo getaway in the countryside of Box Hill. What was meant to be a calming escape into nature quickly spiraled into something else entirely. On his first night, nestled in his car with a gas heater warming the chill, the silence broke violently. Strange, chilling screams tore through the darkness.
I don't think I'm going to be getting much sleep tonight.
Not animals. Not people, just something wrong. He stayed awake the rest of the night. Shaken by sunrise, he was gone. And when he posted his experience, the internet lit up. Bigfoot? Something else? No one knows for sure. Whatever it was, Box Hill doesn't sound so peaceful anymore.
7:30 and it's pitch black outside.
Circle of fear. The one thing you never expect while camping? A pride of lions circling your tent in the middle of the night. But that's exactly what happened to one camper deep in the jungle. The trail camera caught the whole creepy situation. Lions pacing, sniffing, brushing up against the thin fabric separating them from the man inside. With his heart pounding, he kept unzipping and zipping his tent, making just enough noise to keep them wary. Some say he was trying to protect the others nearby. Whatever his plan was, it worked. The lions eventually moved on. But the fear? That doesn't leave so easily. That night, the jungle reminded everyone who really owned it. Night screams. This man got extremely lucky during a night spent alone in his RV deep in the forest. Out of nowhere, he heard this bone-chilling scream from a woman that totally freaked him out. Trying to be brave, he stepped outside to see what was up, but as soon as he sensed trouble, he bolted back inside. Lying flat on the RV floor, suddenly the alarm blared. It was a motion detector triggered by something moving beneath the vehicle. According to him, there could have been someone hiding right under his RV. That chilling moment left him shaken for good. What do you think of it? Share your thoughts down below.
I think he was under the bay door. Under where the door's at.
Burnt Bridge haunting. After hearing chilling reports of strange sightings and ghostly screams, 2 ghost hunters dared to spend the night investigating the infamous burnt bridge. What they captured still haunts the internet. They encountered something unseen knocking near their gear. The footage is disturbing, with both men visibly shaken. They left before sunrise, and from the looks of it, they won't be returning to Burnt Bridge anytime soon. Screaming Woods.
I swear to God, that was footsteps.
In one of the UK's most haunted forests, a YouTuber set out for a 48-hour solo trip. Unaware she had pitched her tent in the infamous Screaming Wood, part of Daring Wood near Pluckley. As night fell, eerie sounds crept in. Faint footsteps circled her tent, each crunch on the leaves echoing through the silence. She was clearly scared, because according to her, those were footsteps. What was supposed to be a peaceful escape quickly turned into a chilling, paranormal experience. But luckily, she made out of that place safely.
This is definitely the scariest night I've ever had in a tent.
Forest hideout.
Anyway, I'll cut right to the chase because I might die. Look what these are.
In the quiet woods of Suffolk County, a seasoned explorer made a discovery that still sends chills down my spine. Tucked deep among the trees were missing person posters, dozens of them, weathered and torn. But it got worse. Ropes hanging loosely, a strange rusted cage half buried in the brush, and scattered items that didn't belong out there. It wasn't just junk, it felt arranged, intentional, like someone or something had made that spot their own. Some folks chalk it up to a creepy Halloween display, but anyone who's seen the footage, they know better. This wasn't for laughs. This felt like a warning, or a remnant of something far more disturbing.
They're lashed together. That's a cage of some kind.
Campground Psycho.
Hey, please, I'm leaving.
Camping is not always threatened by wildlife. Sometimes it's humans too. After a peaceful hike in the woods, one camper returned to pure chaos. His tent was being ripped apart by a strange man he had never seen before. Frozen in fear behind a tree, he stayed hidden, waiting for the nightmare to end. Once the intruder left, he rushed to his car, only to find the back window smashed and the words, "Go away," sprayed in bold letters. Before he could even process it, the same deranged man came charging at him. He barely escaped with his life and made one thing crystal clear in his mind: never camping there again. Gators at the gate.
Ai, meu Deus do céu! Vocês estão entendendo?
This camper thought he'd scored the perfect lakeside view, but nature had other plans. In the middle of the night, something felt off. He unzipped his tent and froze. Not one, not 10, but hundreds of glowing eyes stared back. An entire swarm of alligators had gathered silently by the water's edge, just feet from his tent. For a second, he didn't even breathe. But instead of charging, the gators seemed puzzled by the odd structure in their territory. After a tense standoff, they slowly backed off into the lake. The camper didn't wait for sunrise. He packed up and got out, grateful to be a story, not a statistic.
Vocês estão entendendo o quanto de jacaré tem aqui? Ai, meu Deus.
Calculated predator. The trail cam footage isn't just showing some big, hairy creature hanging out in the woods. That's what makes it so creepy. At first, it just appeared, like it stepped out from nowhere. Then, it paused, as if sizing things up, calculating. Not wild, not frantic, just smart. Then the chase begins. The way it moved, deliberate and powerful, made it clear. This thing wasn't just brawn, it knew exactly what it's doing. The clip cut before we see what happened next, and with no known source or follow-up, the questions outnumber the answers. But one thing's clear. Whatever that was, it wasn't just an animal. Woods encounter. Two friends out exploring the woods at night. Classic setup, end up staring straight into the glowing yellow eyes of something not right. Sharp fangs, a snarling face, and that hunched, inhuman form. It looked just like the folklore werewolves we grew up hearing about. But this wasn't a story. This thing was real, or at least caught on camera like it was. The friends didn't wait around. They ran. A smart move. But the footage they left behind is haunting. No jump scares, no setup, just raw panic and a face most of us hope we never meet in the dark. Red-eyed pursuit.
Dude, oh my gosh. About to jump in the water. Are you serious? Oh my god!
A carefree night in the woods turned into a nightmare for a group of boys chilling by the campfire. Laughter, music, and good vibes filled the air until someone noticed strange red lights flickering on the ground nearby. Curiosity kicked in, but what the camera caught next was anything but normal. A humanoid figure with glowing red eyes creeping toward them with unsettling speed. Panic spread like wildfire. They screamed, grabbed what they could, and bolted into the night. The video cuts out mid-chaos, leaving everyone wondering, what was that thing? And did they all make it out?
The boat, Tom! Oh my goodness.
Blue Ridge Stalker.
Get in the house! Get in the house!
The Bigfoot debate never really ends, but every now and then, a clip shows up that stirs things up all over again. This one's from Blue Ridge, Georgia. A vacationer was out on a solo hike when he suddenly heard this really deep, growly sound coming from the trees. Instead of backing off, he actually ran toward it, and that's when he spotted it. Something massive, upright, and blanketed in thick fur, half concealed behind the tree line. It moved slowly, letting out the same eerie growl. The hiker followed until the sounds turned angry. That's when he bailed. Some folks say this is the clearest Bigfoot sighting caught on tape, and honestly, it's hard to argue. Deer drop in.
I know y'all ain't never went camping with the deer before.
Now this one's more bizarre than scary. A group of campers got the weirdest wake-up call when a deer casually strolled into their camp one morning. No panic, no fear, just a curious visitor acting like it owned the place. The campers couldn't believe it. Instead of freaking out, they cracked jokes and watched the deer explore like it was doing a house tour. After a few minutes of sniffing around, the unbothered guest simply turned around and walked off into the woods, like it was just another peaceful morning in the wild.
It's okay. Alright, bro, he's probably gonna get paranoid soon.
Forest stalker.
Oh my gosh, go.
Some places just don't want company, and this remote Colorado road might be one of them. A couple pulled over for a short break, thinking it was just another quiet stretch, but their rear-view camera caught something they never expected. A dark figure darting from the woods straight toward their car. No noise, no warning, just fast, deliberate movement. They didn't stick around to ask questions. They hit the gas and vanished into the night. The footage, it was grainy, eerie, and whatever that thing was, it wasn't normal. Don't run.
They shouldn't run. Don't run! Don't run!
This one's less of a story and more of a warning. A group of tourists was out exploring the wild when they spotted a grizzly bear approaching from a distance. Instead of staying calm, they panicked and made the worst possible move. They ran. The moment they did, the bear picked up speed, chasing them down as bystanders yelled for them to stop. Luckily, and almost unbelievably, the bear lost interest and veered off, but it could have ended much worse. If you ever see a bear, don't run. Stand your ground, back away slowly, and stay calm. This time, they got lucky. Next time, someone else might not. Forest chase.
What the hell?
Two friends in North Georgia thought it'd be fun to set off some fireworks in a quiet patch of forest, but the celebration didn't last long. Just a few minutes in, some weird clicking sounds started coming from the trees.
What do you think it is?
Low and totally off. Then they saw it. A pale figure lurking just beyond the tree line. Tall and bent. Its body twitching like it was barely stitched together. The thing let out a sharp cry and charged. The boys ran, terrified, and later filed a report. Nothing was found. Locals say they met a Skinwalker. And honestly, after hearing their voices shake in that video, I believe it. Grassman encounter. What could explain this eerie face-off in the woods of Ohio? Back in 2012, a man set out to explore nature but ended up running into something straight from urban legend, the infamous Ohio Grassman. Now, if you've never heard of it, it's basically Ohio's version of Bigfoot, taller, broader, and rumored to be way more aggressive. The footage he took shows a hulking, dark figure with oversized hands, just standing there, watching. You can hear the fear in the man's voice. And then, he hit the ground, like something invisible knocked him flat. The video cut off. Was it a fall, or a hostile encounter with something that shouldn't exist? Whatever it was, people still aren't sure. Stalked by silence.
I'm walking backwards on the trail back to the camp, and Mom and two cubs.
What began as a peaceful stroll quickly turned into a silent standoff. Jeffrey Glassner was enjoying a quiet walk through the woods when he sensed something off. Behind him, towering and watchful, a mother grizzly with two cubs emerged from the trees. The cubs, full of curiosity, kept inching closer, forcing the mother to follow. Glassner didn't run. He didn't scream. He just faced the bears and slowly backed away, step by careful step. It was a tense moment. One wrong move could have triggered disaster, but nature showed mercy. The trio veered off toward a stream, leaving him shaken but alive.
And what I don't want to do, is as I'm walking backwards, is stumble.
Curious Jumbo.
นักท่องเที่ยวกลัวหมดละไปเข้าป่าก่อนนะครับ
A peaceful jungle picnic turned chaotic when an unexpected guest dropped by a massive elephant. Out of nowhere, the giant wandered into the campsite, sniffing around with its trunk and casually tossing tents like toys. But here's the twist. It wasn't angry, just curious. The campers panicked, shouting and scrambling, but the elephant didn't seem bothered. After a bit of casual destruction, it found what it came for: a bag of snacks. With its prize secured, the gentle giant strutted off into the trees, leaving behind stunned campers, wrecked tents, and one unforgettable story. Rake encounter.
Oh!
Ever gone camping and suddenly felt like something unnatural was nearby? That's exactly what this lone camper experienced. In afternoon, strange rustling noises lured him outside his tent. What he saw was enough to paralyze anyone. An eerily pale humanoid figure crawling on all fours, rushing straight toward him. No eyes, no sound, just pure nightmare fuel. He didn't wait around, ran for his life, and barely escaped. Viewers who saw the clip believe it was the Rake, a horrifying cryptid said to stalk forests and prey on the curious. One thing's certain, this camper won't be going back. Wampus encounter. The Appalachian Mountains have always carried whispers of legends, but this footage might just turn whispers into screams. Parked quietly outside a vacation cabin, a car's dash cam captured something straight out of folklore. First came the unexplainable howls, deep, wolf-like, echoing through the trees. Then, loud thuds shook the car. And just when you think you can't get weirder, a face peeks through the window, pointed ears, fur, and glowing yellow eyes. Many believe this was the legendary Wampus cat. What you think of it? Share your thoughts down below. Reptilian encounter.
That was. What was it? Do you see it where?
Holy crap!
What started as a peaceful night in the woods quickly spiraled into something out of a nightmare. A man's trail cam footage captured a two-legged figure moving through the darkness. Its posture was human, but its appearance anything but. With scaly, unnatural skin and a snout-like face, the internet was quick to label it a reptilian humanoid. Some claimed it was proof of underground species. Others suspected military experiments gone wrong. Of course, skeptics screamed costume. But ask yourself, who walks through the woods at night dressed as a lizard? And why? Sometimes it's easier to deny than to believe.
Holy...
Seal takeover.
I reckon we should bury it.
A film crew on assignment in Antarctica got way more than just scenic shots and seal footage. After spending the day capturing wildlife, they returned to their camp only to find it completely taken over. A group of massive elephant seals had made themselves right at home, flattening tents, rolling around like they owned the place, and turning gear into squishy playgrounds. One unfortunate tent was completely crushed under the weight of a lounging giant. The crew uploaded the chaos online, and viewers couldn't believe their eyes. Nature doesn't knock, especially not when it weighs over a ton.
Looks like I'm a homeless person now.
Hippo chase. On a bright day in Vale Water, South Africa, a peaceful safari turned wild when a group of men found themselves in a high-speed standoff with one of nature's most dangerous creatures, a hippo. It started off calm, with the animal casually following their vehicle from a distance. They even began filming, thinking they had front-row seats to a harmless encounter. But in a flash, the hippo's pace shifted from slow curiosity to full-blown aggression. It charged, jaws wide, tearing up the road behind them. Thankfully, the driver hit the gas just in time. The hippo backed off, but not before giving them the scare of a lifetime. Mountain footprint. While hiking alone in the mountains, a man stumbled upon something truly bizarre. A massive footprint embedded deep into the trail, and not just any footprint. This one was gigantic. You could see the length and depth stretch across the path, far too big to belong to any human. He recorded the whole thing, clearly shaken, and shared it online. Viewers were quick to label it as Bigfoot territory, warning him never to return.
नीचे की तरफ जा रहे हैं.
Fearless encounter. Not everyone's built to stare fear in the face and hit record, but this guy, he might just be wired differently. While camping deep in the forest with his crew, he couldn't sleep and decided to wander alone in the dark. That's when the strange noises started. He followed the eerie sounds, and what he found wasn't human. A twisted creature emerged from the shadows and started tailing him, but instead of running, he calmly filmed the whole thing. No screaming, no shaky footage, just straight up creepy silence. The creature eventually vanished into the woods, but that footage still lingers like an unfinished warning. Tent lickers. The last thing you'd ever want while camping? Waking up to lions. But that's exactly what happened to a group of campers deep in the African wilderness. In the dead of night, they were startled awake, not by roars, but by the soft, wet sound of licking. Turns out, an entire pride of lions was treating their tents like snack wrappers. Nobody dared move a muscle. Instead, they quietly recorded the surreal moment, holding their breath and hoping the lions would lose interest. Thankfully, the big cats eventually wandered off, leaving behind shaking campers and one unforgettable close call. Roadside eyes. A midnight drive down an empty back road turned into a waking nightmare. The driver slowed down when he spotted a bunch of little lights sparkling just over the ditch, eyes low to the ground, but somehow totally fixed on him. He turned off the engine, phone shaking in his hand, and zoomed in. The high beam from his headlights lit up some huge creatures, shapes way bigger than any coyote or stray dog. Not a single pair of eyes blinked. They just stared, quiet and confident, almost like they were waiting to see what he'd do next. He quickly backed up and got out of there, and honestly, that was probably the smart move. Tree watcher. This one's straight nightmare fuel. A group of friends was out hiking in some random woods at night. Definitely a risky choice, but things got really crazy when one of them wandered off. While trying to find his way back, he stumbled upon something sitting in a tree. Pale skin, long limbs, glowing eyes. It looked like it didn't belong in this world. The way it clung to the bark, like it wasn't bound by normal movement. It was disturbing. He ran. Full panic mode, and honestly, who wouldn't? The clip went viral fast, with many convinced it was a Skinwalker. Whether you believe in legends or not, one thing's clear. Something was watching him from that tree. Ghost encounter. While exploring the Westmoreland Heritage Trail in Pennsylvania, a man had a bizarre encounter deep in the woods. Suddenly, a woman dressed in Victorian-era clothing appeared on the trail, accompanied by a dog. Strangely, neither the woman nor her dog looked up or acknowledged his presence. Even more unsettling, the dog showed no usual curiosity, something almost unheard of, as dogs typically react to new sights or sounds. It was as if the scene was on repeat, with both completely unaware of their surroundings. Was this a ghostly replay trapped in time, or just a strange coincidence? Forest watcher. It wasn't nightfall or fog that made this moment eerie. It was the broad daylight. Deep in the forests of Michigan, a simple stroll turned into something unforgettable. The group felt eyes on them, that primal feeling of being watched. When they turned, there it was. A towering, shadowy figure, hairy, hulking, and oddly still. As they zoomed in, the creature calmly turned and walked away like it had seen enough. It didn't charge, didn't vanish, just left. So was this the infamous Bigfoot making his rounds, or just another trick of the mind tangled in myths? Hard to say, but something was definitely there. hungry visitor. In the deep woods of Thailand, a group of campers had their night flipped upside down when a black bear unexpectedly wandered into their campsite. At first, panic set in. Frozen in fear, they dared not move a muscle. The bear crept closer, and tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. But then, something unexpected happened. The bear didn't growl, didn't charge. It just sniffed around, grabbed some food, and casually walked off like it was picking up takeout. What started as a terrifying moment turned into a story they'll laugh about for years, thanks to a very chill, very hungry bear. Smiling stranger. There's something deeply wrong about a smile that doesn't reach the eyes. A man lost in the woods late at night felt an eerie shift in the air, like the forest itself had started watching him. That's when he saw it. Someone standing behind a tree, motionless, grinning. Not a friendly smile. This was unnatural. The figure never spoke, never moved, just stared. Without wasting any time, the guy just took off running. He didn't look back, and honestly, who would? Some things in the woods smile for all the wrong reasons. Bigfoot sighting. A lone camper might have stumbled onto one of the greatest mysteries of all time, Bigfoot. While trekking deep in the woods, he spotted a towering figure moving silently just ahead. It was massive, fast, and didn't look back. Once the footage dropped online, it exploded with speculation. Some called it a guy in a costume, but others weren't buying it. The size, the movement, and the setting felt too real. Could this finally be proof of the elusive creature roaming the forests, or just another internet hoax playing with our imagination? Either way, this clip definitely left people shook. Forest giant. There's something about this clip that just sticks with you. A grainy, handheld shot from someone hiding behind a tree. Silent, breath held, like they knew they were witnessing something forbidden. A towering beast, maybe 9 or 10 feet tall. Its face, canine almost, like a werewolf pulled from ancient lore, but bulkier, darker, somehow older. Some say it's Bigfoot, others lean toward Dogman. But either way, the thing didn't belong in the daylight, let alone on camera. The footage may be rough, but the vibe crystal clear. Something massive was hiding out there. Forest Jinn. A group of friends went camping deep in the Indonesian woods, just trying to enjoy a quiet night, until it all went sideways. Out of nowhere, strange voices started coming through the trees. Instead of staying put, they chased the sound, and there it was. A pitch-black humanoid figure, standing still. It didn't move, didn't speak, but its presence was enough to send chills. The group crept closer, unsure if they were seeing something paranormal or something worse. When the video hit the internet, it sparked chaos. Many believe it was a jinn, a spirit known in Indonesian folklore. But others think it's just a setup, real or not. The footage is haunting. Sacred surprise. At Wat Tam Sarika, a serene meditation session took an unexpected turn when 2 Buddhist monks were startled by an unexpected visitor, a massive elephant. Emerging from the valley below, the gentle giant slowly made its way toward the cave, seemingly drawn by the sound of their prayers. Whether it was curiosity or something more spiritual, no one knows. Unwanted visitor.
Listening to all the sounds, and then I heard somebody down by the shelter.
They say the worst thing you can run into in the woods is another person. While hiking in the Appalachian Mountains, a man stumbled upon a bizarre pile of trash, scattered with strange symbols and writing. Not far from it, he noticed an abandoned-looking tent. Unsettled, he set up camp miles away. But that night, he found a note slipped into his gear that simply read, "You were watched." Sleep didn't come easily, and when it finally did, he was jolted awake by heavy footsteps circling his tent. He wasn't alone, and someone wanted him to know it. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.